In this video I'm going to show how you can use the event date info shortcode to create a list of upcoming event dates on the sidebar of your WordPress website. If we have a look at the DynamicSync at the events that have been created, we'll see that we've got the Courage Confidence workshops of the introduction and then a level 1 and a level 2. And what we'd like to do is show all upcoming dates in a dates order on the sidebar, so that we have the dates coming up, but it should span both the introduction workshops as well as the level 1 and level 2. So to be able to do this, there's a few things that we need to do. So if we go to the admin section of our WordPress website, the first thing that we need to do is we need to change a setting in WordPress to allow it to run the shortcodes in the sidebar. So to be able to do this, we go to Appearance and Editor. This will allow us to edit the code for our theme. If we scroll down, we should have a theme functions down here, functions.php. So we can just click on that, and that will bring up some source code. This is a little bit advanced, but without this setting, WordPress will not read the shortcodes in the sidebar, and it won't be possible for us to add this functionality to the sidebar. We need to add these 2 lines of code to the functions.php file, and once we've added this, WordPress will actually read the shortcodes in the sidebar, and we'll be able to create a sidebar widget for it. So the next step would be to go over to widgets, and here we can now just use a normal text widget such as this, pull it into our sidebar, and then just give it a title, something like upcoming events, and then we can use the sidebar, the shortcodes in the sidebar to pull out the event information. And I'll show in a little bit more detail. If I open up this in Notepad, we can have a look at what this shortcode looks like. So we have the shortcode, DynamicSync event info. Then what we're saying is we'd like to have the start date field, and then we provide the event IDs for the events that we like to include in our list. So here we'll see we've got 1, 2, 3 event IDs included. Now these come from our DynamicSync system. In this case, we would like to include the introduction workshop, so we copy the event ID and we paste it in, and we also like to include the level 1 and level 2 in our list, so we'll copy that event ID as well as that event ID. So we've got these 3 event IDs that we include in the shortcode. That tells the shortcode that it needs to go and find those 3 events for us and then list the upcoming dates in date order. We can also specify a date format, so this here is a date format that will basically bring out the day, like Monday, September the 15th, and so forth. We also use the new option here that we've created, no event text. So this is the text that will be shown if there is no event upcoming. And then we'll use the event sequence number to indicate the sequence of the date that we'd like. So if this is a 0, this will be the first upcoming event for any one of those 3 event IDs. If we now go back to the sidebar, you'll notice that we've got the start date, and then we use the shortcode again to bring out the event title, and both of these are event sequence number 0, indicating that it's the next upcoming event date. Now the next one will be event sequence number 1, which means it's the date after the first one, and then sequence number 2, which is the third one, and 3 and 4 and so forth. And that'll allow us to bring out the information for the dates upcoming.